So tell me, would you let this kid make major decisions for your life?
Have you ever had a dream that you had you could want him to do you so much you could do anything?
So wait. Did y'all hear that? This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. Friends, let's face it, the future of America is looking worse each day. And those that are observant have the feeling that something really bad is going to happen soon. And if it does, are you prepared? I mean, do you have enough food, water, and other essentials to get through tough times? And if not, check out My Patriot Supply. They're America's #1 preparedness company, and they have served millions of American families. And right now, you can save 25% off of their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed with 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks totaling over 2,000 calories a day. And this stays fresh to up to 25 years in proper storage. So it will be there when you need it. And in fact, you might need it a little sooner than that. So don't wait. Go to preparewithkevinscorner.com and claim your 4-week emergency food kit. You'll save 25% if you act now. And that is preparewithkevinscorner.com. Don't wait. Do it right now, today. Now, let's get back to this video. Man, what's going on, America? Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And just like you heard that kid talking, where it didn't make sense, I mean, you wouldn't trust that kid when it comes down to major choices in your life. Well, that's exactly what Joe Biden sounds like. Would you trust that kid? No. So then why should we trust Joe Biden? When it comes down to making major choices in our lives, y'all, choices that, he won't be responsible for if it all goes wrong. Making Joe the decider of all these things is like putting that kid in charge right there. Now, I'm not one to just go ahead and throw off on Joe without some evidence to back it up. So, honestly, after we get done watching this montage of mess, I just might, if I had to make a choice, put that kid in charge over Joe. I think he'd do a better job.
Listen, who is this?
Sleepy Joe Biden.
My girl.
Do you want that book?
No.
I don't want that book.
Mandatory? No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory.
We cannot require someone to be vaccinated. That's just not what we...
That's what I was thinking. Now, why can't the Democrats ever honor their word? Maybe they just don't care that they leave all of these receipts online, always saying, we're not going to do this. No, I'm not going to shut down the pipelines. Shut it down. We're never going to leave Americans behind. Left them behind. All of the things. I'm going to shut down the virus. Not businesses. Didn't do nothing. And there we have evidence. Now, we can't make things mandatory. I mean, we can't do that. Tell people what to do with their body. And now look what's happening, y'all.
This is not about freedom
Oh, it's not.
or personal choice.
Oh, okay.
Here, I need something more real.
I don't have anything else, but credits will do fine.
No, they won't.
My message to unvaccinated Americans is this. What more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see?
Credits will do fine.
No, they won't.
Y'all see this man trying to use those Jedi mind tricks on the show? See, that's why they hate conservatives. Because no, they won't. That's right. These Jedi mind tricks don't work. I'm glad this guy put together this little montage right here of all the stages of gaslighting that Joe Biden is going through, trying to convince folks to do things that maybe they don't want to do. Now, let me put my disclaimer out there. I'm not saying don't get the mods. Okay, I'm saying this video, I just want everybody to know, this video is focused on taking away the choice from citizens and making it mandatory. And my question is, 1, why? 2, are you qualified? Do you have the mental capacity to make choices for people's lives in this state of mind? Let's continue this. Gaslight. What? Neon light. Say what? Stop light.
We made vaccinations free, safe, and convenient.
Relationship. Okay.
The vaccine is FDA approval.
What, you think you're some kind of Jedi? you waving your hand around like that?
Over 200 million Americans have gotten at least one shot.
Really?
My trick's gonna work, gonna make all the money.
Well, I guess since everybody else is doing it, I better rush down and get mine. Okay. See, I mean, heck, why would I resist something that everybody's doing? Everybody's doing it. And I don't want to feel bad and be responsible for killing folks like Joe is proposing right here.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
Fool talking about my patience is wearing thin. What the fuck you talking to? As long as your patience don't get as thin as that hairline, I think we'll be all right. I am not your child. You got to watch. I saw that little clip. I said, "Oh, he's crazy. He really think I'm his hoe."
Oh, see, now you done messed up and made the sister mad. See, Joe don't realize, and none of these Democrats appear to realize, that the largest group of folks who's skeptical is black people. And it's not just because, like Joe said, you know what, they're used to being experimented on, like the Tuskegee Airmen and stuff. I just don't trust the government. I don't trust Joe. I don't trust them Democrats. And I appreciate my freedom of choice. You mess around and tick off enough black folks, your precious black folks, you gonna have a problem. So let's continue, though, because this man right here, this man-child, is trying to make major decisions for our life. So, is he qualified?
And your refusal has cost all of us.
Oh.
So please do the right thing. But just don't take it from me.
Fear tactics?
Listen to the voices of unvaccinated Americans who are lying in hospital beds, taking their final breath saying, if only I'd gotten vaccinated.
Guilty.
If only. It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy.
Please don't let it become yours. The second piece of my plan is continuing to protect the vaccinated. For the vast majority of you who have gotten vaccinated, I understand your anger at those who haven't gotten vaccinated. Communities of color are disproportionately impacted by this virus.
We are?
We have the tools to combat COVID-19, and a distinct minority of Americans, supported by a distinct minority of elected officials.
Now, wait a minute. Them there is fighting words. Maybe Joe doesn't know the statistics because, see, is he including black people in that stink minority? Like, are you calling black folks stinky? That's what you're doing, Joe? Because, see, Latinos and blacks are, really high up in that percentage of folks that just, don't want to do this. So who are you referring to? See, I know he would like to make it appear that the only folks he's talking about are those rich, white, upper class, conservative men. You got to be heterosexual. Conservative, heterosexual men, white nationalist men too, are the only ones that don't want to do this. And those white, upper class governors of these conservative states, they're also responsible for not wanting to do this. But everybody else is on board, which that's a lie. So if he's going off of, a stink minority of folks that don't want to do it, then he's probably talking about us, black folks. Some of the same black folks that voted this administration in. Yet Trump was the tyrant? Not making sense. But let's see if we can start digging out a little more about this stink minority of people.
We must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated.
Now, wait, are businesses requiring this? Are they calling into the White House and saying, hey, you know what? To help us out, we would love it if you would make this mandatory to keep our employees safe, even though that insurance and the medical and all that stuff will fall on our shoulders, and we probably won't be able to get as many folks to start working here as we would have been, even though it's hard already. You're about to make it even harder if you put this on us. So here's this guy saying he's doing it for the people and for the businesses and all of that stuff. At the same time, though, he's demonizing the group of people who don't want to do it. So if you're not ready to get the vaccine, then you are with Hitler. If you don't have blonde hair and blue eyes, okay? That's what he's pretty much doing right here. Singling everybody out and then telling us that it's only for our good.
or show a negative test at least once a week.
If you don't show proof of vaccination, then you know what's going to happen. You're going to be taken off. See, so when you have to show proof of vaccination every single week, why do you think they're making that an option? Okay, it's not really an option. What it is telling you, okay, we're not going to force you to do it, but we're going to make it so inconvenient for you that you will eventually just tap out and say, all right, fine, man. Just give me what you want to give me. Slick to the unlearned. But we're learned. Let's continue watching this babbling you know what.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power.
Hello. Hi.
Here's Jojo.
This is like some school. How cool is this, right, Miguel? Why couldn't I go to a school like this? I mean, it's just beautiful. I love the mural. I mean, everything is just, I love this school. Anyway, Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Farabee,
Joe has
thank you for joining us as well.
Okay, look.
And for families across the country.
Joe, come back here. The people love you, y'all. 80 million votes.
Whoa! You're a mutt for what you did to Afghanistan.
Those are boos of love, y'all. That ain't your normal boo. No, those are boos of love because remember, guys, this is the guy who got the most votes out of every president in the whole wide history of our country. So those aren't real boos. Those are love boos. But let's continue.
Today, Junior.
To restart production of bringing a lot of people back to work, delivering, one of the things that...
Now, guys, I hate to have to go ahead and hide my head in shame, but I don't want nobody knowing that our country voted this dude in, which we already know what happened. But see, here's my point that I'm trying to make, y'all. If your doctor walked in and told you that he's recommending that you get heart surgery or brain surgery or your spine's, operated on, and he is doing that, so I'm thinking maybe, your brain thingamajigger, your spine, that one thing in your back, and your heart, there's something in there that's, I think they call them tubes or valves or something like that. But we want you to go ahead and get this heart surgery. Would you feel confident? Would you be like, sign me up, doc? Can't wait? No. That kid right now is starting to look a little more appealing than Joe. But wait, what's this, y'all? Oh, so they had to cut the feed? What's the... No, wait.
I've been working on with some others is...
Let's end the evening with a word from the leader of the free world. I'll personally write a check to anybody who can decipher what Joe Biden is trying to convey.
Okay, yeah, let me pay attention.
What do you want to do with Biden? I want to box him.
Fight?
I should be so lucky.
I should be so lucky. No, I don't.
The kinds of things, or, stuff that's coming out of Florida, stuff that's coming out of, Robert E. Lee in Afghanistan. You're the one. Anyway.
How did Robert E. Lee get to Afghanistan? I don't understand. That man was all over the place. So wait, Florida fighting with Joe, Afghanistan, Robert E. Lee, stuff coming. I don't even understand what this dude is talking about. But he wants to make major decisions for your life. I want y'all to think about that.
Florida, Robert E. Lee. How is that man dressing himself, let alone leading the most powerful nation on earth?
That's true.
Each dollar we invest, every dollar we raise, a city block by 2 feet, flood-proof power stations, sanitations. The group I have standing with me, led by Chuck Schumer, and your Congresswoman, is this your district? But Governor, you called Phil Murphy, so many of the leading, Governor Murphy, so many leading with urgency and action. I want to thank her personally for her gumption, the way she's fought and hollered and fought so hard.
Double it up.
Okay.
Governor.
Governor, you know, you got the Mayor Hancock. I think he's here. He was here. I thought I saw him earlier today. And the geese, Crow. You know, there's a lot. Senator Bennett and Hickenlooper. Whether you're an engineer or at a lab bench, the IB or an IBW worker working on a combine,
Call him
a turbine. And when our last administration, the Obama-Biden administration, we don't have a lot of time. We don't have much more than 10 years.
That's it?
For real. I'm not talking. Am I not speaking loudly enough? I can see you having trouble hearing me back there. I could no more do what you just did than fly, because I used to talk like that. You know, I'm going to use what we call the Defense Production Act that allows me to ensure that what we need made, we can ask the private enterprise to make them because they're of national interest. Whether they're going to make these tests as quickly as possible. I'm going to use the Defense Production Act.
No one in this mental state should be able to use anything. No one in this mental state should be able to have any type of power that impacts people's lives. Just like the little kid in the beginning, you can tell this kid is a kid, okay? I mean, he's talking all over the place. He's not making any sense. His thoughts are scattered, okay? But he's a kid. This is a grown man, and he wants us to do stuff.
This year, the Dixie Fire, 1 million acres, the Calder Fire. I grew up in a little town called Claymont, Delaware, and I went to school. I used to tell Frank Church this. I got my first job offer where I wanted, my wife, deceased wife, and I wanted to move to Idaho because we think, not a joke.
Not a joke.
Such a beautiful, beautiful state.
Okay.
And I interviewed for a job with Boise Cascade.
Oh, Boise, okay.
And in the meantime, there was a war going on. Anyway, but the whole point was that I used to always kid Frank. But I grew up in a little steel town called Claymont, Delaware, when Scranton shut down because of coal dying.
Is it just me, or does Joe have a story for everything to try to pander to every group of people, to try to make himself seem like he's relatable? Hey, well, yeah, I mean, I grew up and I used to dig ditches, and then once I was a cowboy, and then one time, you know, I was a dragon slayer, and then, you know what, I was working on a jackhammer when I was about 2, and then, Joe, you're lying. Now, a man who makes up stories constantly, the changes all over the place, just to appeal to the masses, should we trust him? Oh, Idaho Lumber Company says no record of Bell claiming that. There's more.
Folks, you know, you know.
Come on, get it out. Spit that mess out.
And you know.
You guys don't read the script, right?
I don't read the script. Script reads me.
What the hell does that even mean?
What you getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man.
And you know,
okay.
And so, folks, look. The fact is that, and so you know, you know,
a lot of
we need to. We have. Well, you know, I guess you all. I know you all know it. You know, anyway. But the whole point was that. I'm sorry to go on so long. Thank you. And I'll turn it back to you, man. I guess that's who I'm turning it back to. I don't know who. Anyway, whoever. Includes more than $8 billion to increase resilience in wildfires. And add to that, county resolution packages include
what?
The continuing resolution package include $14 billion. When people talk about the cost of the Build Back Better proposal beyond the infrastructure. And we are going to beat this climate change. Thank you.
Hey. Excuse me, Mr. President. See, now, you know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering, as all these Americans listen or watch him on TV, or the ones that embarrassingly voted for this guy, as you watch that, all you got to do is just imagine you being a owner of a business, a CEO, or someone that's looking to invest. And this man walks in with that proposal, talking like that. Would you take him seriously? Would you hire him to run your company? Would you trust him to make major choices for your livelihood? No. And if you say yes, you're lying. Let's continue though.
But I'm just laying out what I think has to be done to bring this country back. I've heard me say it 1,000 times. This is the most unique country in the whole damn world. We're an idea. It's an idea. It's not based on ethnicity. It's not based on geography. It's not based on religion. It's an idea. It really is. We hold these true. I mean, we never lived up to it, but we've never walked away from it except the previous 4 years.
There you go, guys. He tried it again. He always going back to that well, y'all. We hold these truths to be in. See, you seen him pull the parachute? The man messed that up so badly back when he was running. You would have thought that he would have committed that whole line to his memory after screwing it up so badly. But no. See, his brain probably forgot. Yeah, I tried this once before, Joe, and it made me look stupid. Let's do it again. But yet, this man's talking about my patience is running thin. So in closing, guys, let's see how the White House handles Joe when he goes off script. This right here will let a lot of people know just how seriously we should take Joe, just how in control of the government he really is, just how competent this man is, okay? So let's see how he conducts this meeting amongst all of these peers and stuff, because remember, he's the president, right? He's making big decisions that could change our whole life. So let's look in on one of his meetings. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
Can I ask you a question? Of course. One of the things that I've been working on with some others is
I think we lost the feed, y'all. So the White House did him like YouTube be doing me when they don't want me saying certain stuff, or my live shows, all of a sudden, it's technical difficulties. Stuff get jammed up like, constipation. So someone in the White House, probably Nancy Pelosi, said, you know what, we don't want to hear from him. Cut the microphone and the feed right now. That's probably what happened. So here's the guy that when he pops up on TV and says, you know what, we're going to do this and I want you guys to do that. We're supposed to be like, okay, yeah. I mean, I trust you. I think that you're really informed. I believe that you have excellent motives and not ill intent for us, because you tell the truth so much. You're so honest, so competent, okay? Love the way you handled Afghanistan. That came out beautifully, man. And since you've been in and have been a tornado of destruction, destroying our country, we're now going to stop, erase all of that, and decide to take your word for it. But Trump was the tyrant. Trump was the incompetent one. Trump was the dictator. Trump was the one that made us look dumb on the world stage. Well, who's the dummy now? In the words of Major Payne. Now, God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget, hit that like button. Share my videos. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. All those links are below. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. If you like their products, click on the link below. Put Kevin in the promo code. Get a 20% discount. Also, if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's links below the video to do that. Also, follow me on Rumble. You get to hear some of my uncut stuff that YouTube censors me over. And I think that might be it. Oh, make sure that your notifications are set to all so YouTube don't play you. Okay. And give them feedback if it's not. God bless you. God bless America. Take care.